In this video, you will learn 30 facts about the Big Island of Hawaii and the best activities the island has to offer.
The Big Island has many nicknames. When you hear people talk about the following islands, they all refer to the same island. The island of Hawaii, the Big Island, the Orchid Island. We just landed to the Big Island. Right across the street from the airport, you get your shuttle to the car rental. Enterprise, here we go. On this trip, we stayed in Kona, in Hilo, next to Volcano National Park and Kalapana District. We just got our car for the week. We booked about a month in advance and paid $215 for 7 days. Now the car rates vary depending on how far in advance you book and the season you come. We are visiting Big Island in April, so it's not high season yet. Summertime the rates would go a little higher. If you want to do the activities we do here on the Big Island, be sure to rent a 4-wheel drive vehicle. You're gonna see why. Now we're getting back on the road because we are really hungry.
If you're looking for one of the best places to have breakfast in Kailua, Kona, we highly recommend 808 Grinds Cafe.
As we landed on Big Island, it started drizzling and it looks like it's going to be overcast all day today, so we have to change our itinerary.
But that's okay. That's to be expected here on the Big Island. It actually has 11 out of 13 climate zones. So don't get stressed out if you come and it's raining, because in a second that can all change depending on where you're going and your location.
Exactly. And speaking of location, there are actually two sides of the island. There is Kona side, which is drier and it is considered to be more for swimming and suntanning. And there is Hilo side of the island, which is rainforest. On the Hilo side, you will see lush greenery and of course you will run into more rain.
And more rain equals more waterfalls, so yeah. So when planning your vacation here to the Big Island, there's a couple things you want to take into consideration. There are 2 airports you can fly into. You can fly into the Kona side of the island, or you can fly into the Hilo side of the island. The differences between the two is Kona has beautiful beaches and beautiful water and swimming and snorkeling, so if that's your thing.
And more sun.
And more sun. Yes, plan accordingly.
And if you do decide to stay in Kona, which most people do, you can just take a day trip to Hilo side, which will take you about an hour and a half drive.
So you're not far away from the action and not far away from actually having it both ways, where you can explore the island, which we highly recommend, because we're going to show you some places that's going to...
So be sure you know which airport you fly to and from. And making a reservation for your car rental, don't make the mistake of booking it from another airport.
It's important to know which airport you're landing in and make sure you're renting a car from that side of the island. Hawaii is the only U.S. state that grows coffee. One of the great activities you can do while staying in Kona is visiting coffee farms. One of the leading coffee farms is Greenwell Farm, where you can take a free coffee tour and get free coffee tasting.
Big Island is home to Kona coffee. You will find a lot of coffee farms here on this island, and the coffee is very unique. You cannot grow Kona coffee anywhere in the world but here in Kona Coffee Belt. It's just like when you go to a store and buy sparkling wine called champagne. It's because it's produced in the Champagne region. That's why it's called champagne. The same with Kona coffee. Another coffee farm worth visiting is Mauka Meadows. It is a non-obligation donation-based entry. It is absolutely gorgeous and incredibly peaceful.
There are a lot of water activities to choose from while staying on the Kona side. Swimming with wild spinner dolphins and snorkeling around Captain Cook Monument was the highlight of our Kona adventures.
Even though the island of Hawaii is the biggest island, however, the population here is under 200,000 people. That's why Humane Society has a program where you can take a dog out on a field trip and show it to more people. I can't wait to take a doggy out. Let's go! Another thing to know about the Big Island is that there are a lot of dead zones for your cellular data.
Except, of course, for when you are in town, you do get good signal.
And a lot of Wi-Fi spots as well. Here on the Big Island, there are not too many white sand beaches, and most of them are in Kona. However, if you go around the island, you will find other beaches, black sand beaches, green sand beaches, and we're gonna take you down to a gorgeous beach down at Palalu Trail. It is a black sand beach filled with nice polished black rocks. Let's check it out. Another thing to know about the Big Island is that there are a lot of cow farms and they're all grass fed. The meat is being exported to all other islands.
The Big Island was created by 5 volcanoes:
Hualalai, Kahola, Kilauea,
Mauna Loa and Mauna Kea, which is where we're heading today.
Fun fact, on a clear day, if you stand in one spot of the island, turn around, you'll be able to see all 5 volcanoes from that one spot.
That experience is also known as 5 Volcano Day.
Mauna Kea is about an hour and a half drive from Kailua, Kona. It is an insane experience and it is must do on the island.
Absolutely. It's so odd because when we left, we were in shorts, but now that we're up here, the elevation has changed in just a short period of time. As you can see, we have our windbreakers on, our sweaters on.
Long pants.
Long pants, definitely. It's going to get cold as we get higher. So definitely, if you're coming to Mauna Kea, dress warm. Yeah, dress accordingly.
Let's be out. Counting from the very bottom of the mountain that is submerged under the sea, it is 14,000 feet up. It is taller than Everest. It's crazy.
That's insane.
On the Big Island, you will be able to find 3 color beaches. White sand beaches, as I mentioned before, on Kona side, green sand beach on south side of the island, and black sand beaches. We are in Waipio Valley and we're going to drive down the valley to a gorgeous black sand beach. If you remember that I mentioned before, you do need a 4-wheel drive for some of the activities. This will be one of them. One of the most famous activities on the Big Island is visiting Volcano National Parks. There are 2 active volcanoes, Mauna Loa and Kilauea, where we are right now. From the last eruption in 2018, there are no more active lava flows, so you will not see all those beautiful lava spewing into the ocean. So they're not doing any more boat tours or helicopters tours where you can actually see the red lava flows.
Behind me is a living, breathing steam vent. It's like Hawaii's like Mother Nature's heartbeat. Nothing is taken here for granted. What you might see here last year, a few years ago, might not be the case when you come back. So definitely Hawaiians, they definitely don't take things for granted here. Everything changes all the time. The island also grows every year due to lava flows.
Kilauea is one of the most active volcanoes in the world. In translation from Hawaiian, it means spewing or much spreading. No wonder why. It's been erupting for over 600,000 years. The last eruption happened in 1983 and finished in August 2018. Every Hawaiian island have its own flower. The flower of the Big Island is Pua lehua, grown on the ohia tree. There is a very interesting Hawaiian legend according to this flower growing on ohia tree. For a one-of-a-kind experience, you can stay at Sky's Volcano Treehouse, located just 3 miles away from Volcano National Park.
The southern tip of the Big Island is the most southern part of the US. There you can hike to the green sand beach. It is one of the only 4 green sand beaches in the world. For extreme junkies, drive to South Point Cliff Dive to jump off 30 to 60 foot cliffs.
Remember how we told you not to take things for granted here on the Big Island? Take a look, all this lava just took down the road. It used to be warm springs right over the hill, but now lava formed a brand new black sand beach where we head into right now. One of the most shocking experience for us was staying in Kalapana district, where locals live off-grid right on lava fields.
Hilo is one of the wettest towns in the world. The average rainfall is close to 160 inches per year, which is ideal conditions for waterfall. Just a short drive from Hilo, be sure to visit Rainbow Falls and Akaka Falls.
South of Hilo, you can check out Shipman Beach or Haena Beach for turtle spotting. And north of Hilo, you can visit Hawaii Tropical Botanical Garden and Hanomu Goat Dairy Farm, where you can do goat cheese tasting and play with their goats.
The Big Island is the youngest island of Hawaii, but that would all change in the future. A new island is already forming just 15 miles southeast off the coast of the Big Island. It is called Lo'ihi.
There is an active military base on the island. While driving around the island, you will pass military convoys, helicopters, and might even drive by their base.
The Big Island is one of the stops for cruise ships.
The island of Hawaii has more of a country feel. The lifestyle is slow-paced. A lot of places close early. You will see a lot of farms and wildlife.
The Big Island of Hawaii is larger than all the other islands combined. It is 95 miles long, 80 miles wide, and a total of over 4,000 square miles.
The Big Island is home to the internationally acclaimed Merry Monarch Hula Festival. This hula competition is held in Hilo every year in April. The tickets must be purchased a minimum of 6 months in advance. According to the Hawaiian legend, two of the most powerful goddesses live on the island. Pele lives in Kilauea Volcano. Her sister Poliahu, the goddess of snow, lives in Mauna Kea. Mauna Kea is the only place in Hawaii that receives annual snowfall.
Did you know the island of Hawaii is the leading commercial producer of orchids on the planet? Here's the funny thing about the Big Island. The volcano smoke blows to the Kona side, which is where we're at, and it's called fog. So basically it's like smog coming from the volcano. Two words merge to each other, and what it does, it creates a haze. It's almost like a thin curtain. So that's why a lot of the times when we came here yesterday and all the other days, sometimes there is no definitive line with the horizon where the water ends and the sky begins. It looks like just one uniform sky.
If you found this video useful or informative, please subscribe to our channel. Your subscription motivates us to continue making more content like this. And don't forget to follow us on social media, where you can keep up to date on all our travels. And as usual, just be out with us.